What's up, guys? We are back, and I'm looking at some more MLB plays today over on PrizePicks. Fell short for the first time in 3 videos. The 2 videos before yesterday, we had a 5.75x winner. Just happened to give you guys the wrong slip because in the DubClub yesterday, we cashed out yet again. We had another day with over $1,000 in winnings. Cashed this entry right here. I believe it was like 15x or something like that, 17fx. I don't know, something like that. Whatever 50 to 750 is right there. Then you have this entry here too, 75 to 412. So again, another day with over $1,000 in winnings. We had a day not so long ago too, I believe on Friday, where we cashed out for over $3,000. You can see some members too copying the slips. Of course, this guy went way overboard, put 250 on the slip, cashed out for 1,500. So definitely not his unit there. We were laughing about that in the chat, but I got a free play for you guys today, and this one's going to be more for the Noti gang. I got it for the early game today, and I'm going to be giving you guys, with it being just a 4-game slate, I'm going to be giving you guys a 6-man slip today. One of my correlation slips that I've been running. Just keep in mind, though, that this really has a 1 in about 20 chance of hitting. It's going to be a long shot lotto type deal, and it's likely going to be a lot of red or it's going to be a lot of green. That's how correlation slips work. If the A's have a good day on offense, there's going to be green. If they have a bad day on offense, it's going to be red. So just kind of keep that in mind. That is a low percentage chance of hitting, but over time, the profit has been rolling in for us big time on these slips. So let's go ahead and hop into it and just get to these plays. But if you guys have not already, be sure to join the DubClub if you have not already checked it out. It is there's a limited time offer right now in my description. We're getting right now for 50% off of your first month or 60% off of the next 3 months. It is a limited spots available, and like I've been saying, we've been cashing out. You see all the different testimonies right here from some of these members here over in my Discord or the DubClub, whatever you really want to call it. But when you join, the first thing I recommend do is connect your Discord to DubClub. That way you get all the perks available in my Discord. These correlation slips are posted here over into this category here. You also have my community chat to talk to me and other members. It's a really cool place to be. A lot of really good guys, though, just showing off some winning slips or just giving out winning slips for everybody. I use some of my contributors here, too, with Asmies, Emo, Elo, Nerd Alert, Astronaut Doe, and Nev. These guys all do some great work. Asmies is more golf plays, Emo is WNBA, Elo is soccer, Nerd Alert is esports, Astronaut Doe posts a little bit of everything, and Nev posts some Wick and Cash KBO plays of baseball. So these guys, again, all do great work. And of course, you have all of my correlation subs here, which have been crushing it as of late. You guys can see over in the premium winners tab, just all the winners that we have been having here. This was the day before yesterday here. We had this winner here, 50 to 500 there. We had this one, 75 to 430. And we had the taco pairing right there as well. I think we cashed out for I want to say over 1,000 again, I think the day before that. We've had 3 straight days at this point, cashing for over $1,000 in a day. So we've been killing it. Come join us right now. I'm not fibbing on any of that, so come join and see for yourself. Link will be available in my description. With that out of the way, let's get to these free plays. Make sure you play responsibly at your own risk, and let's get to these plays. The first play on the PrizePicks board for tonight's slate here, we're just going to head over to the A's here. I'm just going to tell you guys, we're going with an A slip today. So we're going with all athletics on this slip besides the one guy, which is going to be from the Mariners, because you need to have one player that's not on the team, of course. So first off here, leading off for the A's today is going to be Shea Langoliers, which is why I'm going to head over to not the MLB category, but the MLB Live category here. Not everybody has this category on the board, and I'm going to go ahead and look up Shea Langoliers here, because I like him over his 2.5 innings 1 through 3 fantasy score. With this here, these leadoff guys should be having at least 2 plate appearances here. And that's why I like Langoliers so much, because you should be seeing at least 2 plate appearances in the first 3 innings here, as he's leading off. They just have to have one guy get on base in the first 3 innings, basically, for Langoliers to have a second opportunity to cover this line. If you do not have MLB Live on the board for you, what I like instead is going to be his over full game fantasy at 7.5. It's a little bit on the steeper side, but still I think it is a clearable line for Langoliers. His name is Bangoliers too. But Langoliers here has been pretty good when he has at least 2 plate appearances before the 4th inning at least. So we'll just type in here StatMuse with at least or with 2+ plate appearances, because we should be seeing that again as long as there's one guy on base. And when he's had at least 2 plate appearances, he's covered this line in 7 straight games. He's had to hit in 7 straight games, as you can see here. A little bit of a dry spell here in these couple of games there where he really did not do much in those plate appearances. However, you can see where it goes back here to what hit there and hit there. Overall, though, especially as of late, he's been very, very good, which is kind of why they moved him up to the leadoff spot, because he was always batting usually the 4 or the 5 spot. As of late, though, he's been promoted to that leadoff spot. So I think Langoliers is in a pretty good spot, considering he should have at least 2 plate appearances to cover this line. Participant breakdown there, since we're going with all A's, that's just kind of part of the reason why I like that there. And PrizePicks now is offering or has the ability to add multiple players categories to a certain play. So we can take Brent Rooker here over 7 fantasy score, as well as him to score a run today. So if we add both of these into the mix here, you can actually play both of them. So we're going to do that here. I'm going to take Brent Rooker over his fantasy score as well as his run today. And Brent Rooker has been pretty good in wins this year because, of course, we need the A's to have a good offense today. He's had at least 7 fantasy score and 63% when the A's win. In his last 20, 70%. You can see some obvious correlation, too, between his ability to score a run and his fantasy score, if you see here. Also, 70% hit rate. And a lot of these games, he's extremely correlated while also covering his fantasy score. So that is part of the reason why I like adding just both of them into there. It just makes a lot of sense. And it is a big increase to the payout in our entry today. Moving on, though, we're going to head over to the 4 spot here and go with Willie McIver here. So this one is where it gets very, very good here because we're going to go ahead and look at Willie McIver, if I can type this in here. So you can see I like his over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Gives our entry up to an 8x here. But it's hits, runs, and RBIs. And if you're going to cover hits, runs, and RBIs, you more than likely need to have a hit, which is why I'm going to add him to have a hit here. Moves from 8x to 12x when just adding a hit, which is obviously one of the most correlated things possible. I mean, taking over his hits, runs, and RBIs, you also add a hit for an extra 4x to your payout right there. PrizePicks seems to be a little bit off right there. So that's why I'm going to go with McIver here over both categories here. You can see in his last 10 games, he's only been over 3 times. He's had a hit in all 3 of those, as you can see there, when he's covered hits, runs, and RBIs. If not probably every single game this year. Yeah, I think every single game this year where he's covered hits, runs, and RBIs, he has had a hit. So I'm going to go ahead and just take the extra, couple of, a little bit of multipliers for entry right there. So this is what I'm going to run for the A's today. So just the A's here. Langolier's first 3 innings here to have at least 3 fantasy. Basically just needs a hit. You have Rookie here over his fantasy score at 7, as well as to score a run. McIver over hits, runs, and RBIs, as well as him to have a hit today. And we're going to add a Mariner into the mix here, a guy from another team, and this will explode the payout today. That is going to be Josh Naylor here over 6.5 fantasy for a 22.5x payout today. So again, this is going to be a lotto slip. It is very unlikely to hit, but we do have some edge here, and I do believe that this will be profitable long term if you just stick to the method. And DubClub members will tell you that have been in there for a while. If they've been in there for, the last 4 months we've been doing this, they will tell you how profitable this method is. But again, that does not mean this slip will be a winner. This slip will more than likely be a loser. But a power play is 22.5x here on this entry. So let's talk a little bit about Josh, though. We'll use Outlier here to take a look at why I like Josh Naylor so much today. So you can see here for his fantasy score, if we go ahead and click on it here, he's been over in 55% of games this year and pretty good in his last 10 games, going over in 7 out of 10. His hits, runs, and RBIs hit rate is only 61%, but if we just take his fantasy score here, it's been even better as of late. Like if you look at the last 10 games here, he's only been over hits, runs, and RBIs in 4 out of 10 games, but his fantasy score in 7 out of 10. I just like to take the fantasy score not based off of the hit rate compared to hits, runs, and RBIs, but just the fantasy score because of his role with the Mariners. He's just covered his fantasy score more times with the Mariners because earlier in the years with the Diamondbacks. So either way, I think hits, runs, and RBIs is good too, but also the fantasy score. But I also like the Mariners offense a lot today. They are my second favorite offense today, going against Shane Smith behind the A's today against Mitchell Parker. So in wins this year, Josh has been over this line in 67% of games, but of course, he's on a new team now. He's with the Diamondbacks, but with the Mariners, he's covered this line in every single game except for one, which was against the Texas Rangers back on the 3rd. So in his 7 winning games with the Mariners, he's covered this line 6 times. So he's in a pretty good spot here against Shane Smith for just, a couple of those reasons there. But he also has had a hit with 2 RBIs in only 2 plate appearances against Shane Smith. Another great thing for us there. He has a 4.30 ERA against lefties this year, so he's slightly worse against lefties, while Naylor is a little bit better against righties. So the splits are very good to us there too. So a lot of reasons to like him today. Those are going to be my plays in this video here. So going with the long shot today. Hopefully you guys have those notifications on for this channel. And you guys can get in on this entry today. So again, this would be a lot of red or it's going to be a lot of green. That's how it's going to be. That's how correlation works. I've had a lot of slips go 4 for 4. I had a lot of slips go 0 for 4. But also, if you're power playing, why do you care if an entry goes 3 for 4 or 0 for 4? Because they were paying out the same exact way. So really, that's just how I kind of look at it. I think most people should look at it. But correlation is not really for everybody. But if you want to be a little bit smarter about your play on PrizePicks, come get in my head here over in the DubClub, man. Ask me some questions in the Discord. It's a super powerful way to make some coin over on PrizePicks. I really encourage you to do it if you're interested in correlation. So it's 50% off with the link available in my description. That is pretty much going to do it today. A really quick video here going over my correlation strategy and why I think there's a little bit of value on the A's today. They are, in my opinion, and on the tool I was looking at too, the best projected offense for today. and I'm excited for them to play today. So early games can get a little bit weird, so we'll see how the A's perform in this early game here. But overall, I think they're in a pretty good spot. So thank you guys for watching. So you guys hope for the next one. Best of luck. If you want to make our $5,000 of profit on PrizePicks, watch this video on your screen right here.